so welcome back, and this is the Halloween episode. The Halloween special, really. The Halloween franchise special, not the holiday. So, the first one, Halloween, the original. It's about a babysitter who is related to a guy who's psychotic. And it's the night he came home. It's a great movie. It starts this franchise, and that it does get a bit complicated later on down the road. When they make the sequel, it takes place a minute later. That's Halloween 2. They're literally on the same night. Ooh, that's never happened before. Halloween 2 is on the exact same night. Right, now, Halloween 2 ends, right, and you go to a movie that everyone considers to be really bad. It's considered to be the worst one in the franchise. Season of the Witch. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. There's a problem, though. And the problem is that Halloween was supposed to be a trilogy. Yeah. Season of the Witch was supposed to be the third and final movie of the entire trilogy. And that the explanation was that the mask that he wore as a child is what turned him into a killer. And that mask was a test of Shamrock Masks, who was the villain in this. And at the end of it, they win. That's the end of it. The problem is that they decided to make a fourth film, and they ignored that film. Basically, during Halloween 3, Lindy, Laurie Strode died. She gives birth to a child, a girl named Jamie, and then she dies in a car crash. Well, Jamie's an orphan. She's adopted, and Michael Myers goes after her in The Return of Michael Myers. The mother and father die, or the step-parents die, and the only one left is Jamie Strode and her adopted sister, and they show up in Revenge of Michael Myers, where now Jamie is in I was gonna say an asylum. She's in an orphanage. There's like a really good connection here, as I'm gonna have to pull this a little closer so you can see it. It's the clown costume. Right? That clown costume is the same clown costume that Michael Myers wore in the first movie. And that Jamie, dressed as a clown, kills her stepsister. Michael Myers, dressed as a clown, kills his sister. I think the original idea when they brought it back was that she was going to wind up being possessed and becoming Michael Myers, becoming that killer, that the killer would be an actual woman. But that all got scrapped. If that was the original idea, that got scrapped. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was going to fit in there. That's what she said. Because then you get The Curse of Michael Myers, which I think this is actually worse than Season of the Witch. I think that is actually worse than Season of the Witch. Because they bring in a guy that's essentially Howard Stern knockoff, and there's all these people that just don't know crap, and Halloween's banned because something that happened 20 years ago. But all the high schoolers are having a Halloween party at a park. Well, if Halloween's banned, how come the police haven't shut that down yet? So why wouldn't they shut it down? I don't know. That's a giant plot hoop. A giant plot loop. But what makes the least amount of sense is that they made him a Celtic deity. They gave him supernatural powers. And I said this in the Friday the 13th one with the remake. When you explain why things happen, you take out the mystery. And if we understand, if you explained 100% how a black hole works to somebody, and they understood it, and they were no longer afraid of what was behind it because they knew what was there, they would walk through it. You tell them, I don't know, they're not going to go through because they're too afraid to go through that black hole. You're telling me why he can do it. Well, I'm not afraid of him now because they do Halloween 20 years later, which is in a different timeline. So you have Halloween and Halloween 2. That's the same night. So that is basically episode 1, and Halloween H2O is part 2 of that timeline. Now, I got into an argument with somebody because they're saying, oh no, it's not an alternative timeline. Yes, it is, because Jamie dies during Season of the Witch. Oh no, that she faked her death. Really? How do you explain the fact that she had a daughter she had a daughter named Jamie, and then in H2O she's got a son? How do you explain that? How do you explain that? Alternate timeline. I think having LL Cool J in the movie made it a little too comic. It was kind of bad. However, it got really bad with Resurrection. This movie is even worse. It's absolutely garbage. It's like legit garbage. But it's not so bad that it's in the top 20 worst horror films. It just about didn't make it. Okay, so I got nothing to do with that one. This just furthers my argument that you don't tell people backstory. You don't tell the backstory of the villain unless you want to give them sympathy, and that's exactly what happens with Rob Zombie's. Actually, that's Halloween. It takes place before. It doesn't just take place like the day before the killing, before he kills his sister. It takes place like weeks before, and so you can see that Jason grew up in a broken house. He didn't have a good life. His stepdad was mentally abusive. His mother was neglectful. His siblings his sister just was creeped out by him at all times. He was killing his hamster. He beat somebody to death. I'm not scared of him. I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him because he had a bad life. He's a product of his surroundings. That's not scary. That's normal. And so it was bad. And then his dead mom shows up in this film and tells him to go start killing people. So he's a mama's boy now? That's not scary. So anyway, if you liked it, press like. You got a comment. If you disagree with what Rob Zombie being a good director or not, if you think he's good, because I don't, let me know. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and if you want to support the channel, you please do on Patreon. The links are in the description below. Now, I have to go edit this video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.